Coach, if you want to go ahead and just start with an opening statement.
Well, today, quote unquote, was supposed to be the start of training camp. For us, it's business as usual. We've kind of been in this mode of being able to practice. We were one of the fortunate teams to be able to go out in helmets and actually conduct practices. And so we've been conducting practices now for about a week and a half, probably, I would say. We actually will get to put the shoulder pads on Monday. We'll actually get to play real football Monday. And I think when you do that, the excitement for players, you can just tell that's what they're waiting on. They wanted it, every day they say, Coach, we're going to put the pads on. Well, we're actually going to start Monday, but it was a crisp practice today. A lot of energy in the practice. And so that's what you like. It was efficient practice. We didn't mill around on the football field. We got to where we needed to go. As you guys know, I'm not long on being out there. Generally practice about an hour and 45 minutes, and we got that done. Marvin is coming off a knee surgery, similar to what I had, and so he has the luxury of having a golf cart. You guys should witness that. That's pretty interesting. I was asking him, is he on the back nine when we get done with practice? But he's doing a fabulous job, man. He really is. Coming off that knee, it's been gone. He's been out about 3 weeks now since he had surgery. So he comes in a golf cart, and when he really gets heated up, he has a cane, and he's back there, and he's barking. And I tell him, slow down, Marvin, slow down. Peggy's going to get mad at me if she sees you on your feet at practice. But for the most part, it's been enjoyable to watch our guys go to work and play football.
All right, Jeff Metcalf, go ahead.
So I wanted to ask you if you could go over the quarterback depth chart and just the challenge of trying to get a number 2 quarterback ready.
Well, yeah, that's always a challenge. And obviously Trenton was here with us last year, and right now, because of his experience, he's the guy right now backing up Jaden. He's been here for a whole season. Even though the offense is new, he still has a lot of experience as far as practicing against competition that he plays against in practice. So right now, that's where he stands.
Ho Durbino, you're up next.
Hi, Herm. Concerning the mode that you're in practice, you started in practice mode right now. Is that really no different than what you were in walkthroughs, let's say, earlier this week? And really the difference is going to start, like you said, Monday?
Well, for us, the difference is that we'll have pads on Monday. But when you think about practice schedule, it's an hour 45, and it's been that way now here for about 8-9 days. So we've kind of been in this mode. We had the luxury of doing that because of our ordinance from the medical people. We could actually do it. Now, some people haven't had the ability to do that yet. And so we've had the ability to do that, which I think helps us in the sense that we're trying to put in a new defense and a new offense. And we only really had 8 days of practice time when we were in spring, right? So now we're still implementing that. And I think the players are starting to grasp hold of it as well.
Cam Cox.
Hey, Herm. Hope everything's going well. Love the hat. Got to give me one of those.
Yeah, they're good, man. They're good.
Hey, question about Kyle, local kid being named captain. I know you guys get asked all the time about, when you were going to recruit local kids, but to have somebody who's from here be a captain of this team and what he's going to mean for your defenses, what does that say about him?
Well, he's been very consistent. He's been here now, does everything you ask him to do. And we voted as coaches. The players didn't vote. It was actually the coaches on both sides of the football, as well as the leadership group. So we have 5 team captains, as you guys know, and we have another 5 guys on the leadership group. But Kyle has, done a remarkable job with the 2 years that I've been here. Now he's going on his 3rd season. He's one of the veteran guys over there. He gets a lot of respect from his teammates and the coaches as well. And so I think when you do something like this, he was one of the guys that we said, you know what, he's worthy of being a captain. And I'm glad he is because, he's just one of those guys. He's punctual. He just does the right things. He does the things that are good for the football team on the field as well as off the field.
Chris Carson.
From last year, there was a lot of conversation around your linebackers needing to kind of step up and become leaders. And you have two of them who are captains now, of course, your one returning captain in Darian Butler. What are your thoughts about where that group is at from a readiness to handle this responsibility standpoint?
Well, I think they're ready in the fact that we threw them in there early, Merlin and Butler, and Soley was a part of that group. And these guys, they've played together now for 2 years. Now, the system has changed. But with that being said, there's still that camaraderie that all of them have. And it's kind of interesting because what AP has done during the course of spring ball, as well as when we finished to when we were having the walkthroughs and now being able to practice, he's moved them around. So sometimes, Soley will play inside. Sometimes he'll play outside. Sometimes Merlin will play. So they're accustomed to playing all three positions, which I think is very smart on AP's half, because after that, we got a bunch of young guys. That's kind of our football team. It's just you get a couple veterans at certain spots, and then everybody else is kind of young. So that's just where we're at. But I like those three guys. They played together, and they played a lot of conference games, which is important.
Jesse Morrison, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, Jordan Curley has opted out of the season now. Just what are your thoughts on his decision to do that?
Well, that's his decision, and we support him. I know we talked to him here last week. He plans on coming back after the first of the year. Cam Phillips is back. He was in the same mode. He's at practice every day now. So, that's it. That's a player's choice. He's still part of our program. We'd love to have him come back when he comes back. And I think he realizes that there's a talented group of freshmen that are already here. And when he comes back in January, there's going to be some more coming too. And so that's us. And I think any player knows that now. Any player knows when you think about the guys that if we could just hold on to them, the guys that have committed to us and the guys that we have right there going down to the final month or so, we have a chance to upgrade our football team in a lot of different areas. And receiver is one was kind of interesting because Frank really is the senior. And after that, it's just a bunch of young guys. And then we're bringing some more in. So the more the merrier.
Cam Cox, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, just how does Jaden look so far? I mean, I know you've only seen him for a little bit, but everybody wants to know how the quarterback's looking early on in camp. So what can you tell us that you've seen so far? And is he still in that bubble? Are you still keeping him away from everybody?
Oh, yeah. The only person he comes see is me. I check him every morning, make sure he's good. And then speaking of that, this was the first day we actually started our everyday testing. When you think about the bubble. And so we started testing protocol this morning at 6:15. The whole team got through there within an hour and a half. We got our results before we went to the practice field. Everybody was clean, and we're going to do that every day. They got to do it again tomorrow. Sunday they'll be off, not without testing, but through the course of the week, all the way up to game day, every player will get tested. Coaches get tested as well. And so it was very efficient. There were a lot of bets being placed by coaches because that 6:15 wake up call for some of these guys, right? And I told the team I was betting on them that everybody's going to show up. And so I won the bet because a lot of coaches were laying odds saying that guys are going to be late. I said, no, they're going to be on time. I was trusting them, so they made me feel good this morning.
And then how did Jaden look today, Coach?
He's good. I mean, Jaden's Jaden. And I think the thing that that you'll see probably out of him more is that he's really starting to get a feel of this offense. And it's built around his skill set. I think Zach understands that. And I think when we start playing, I think that's going to be really the key is how do we develop more things when we play live, right? And once you get on tape and kind of you see some things and get used to the players because we got so many guys that haven't played yet at the wide receiver position, at our running back position. We have 3 freshman running backs that haven't played a lick. How does he use all those guys? We got a couple new tight ends. We got some guys that haven't played a whole lot either. So that's going to be kind of fun to watch.
Jordan Ham.
Hey, Coach, circling back with Frank being that senior in that position group, just how have you seen him try to take over that leadership role after watching Nikhil and then Brandon the past couple of years?
Well, Frank feels a little bit of the pressure, right? I mean, you go 2 years in a row and you get 2 receivers drafted in the first round. That's not common, okay, from the same team. It's really not. I mean, that's kind of one of those, how'd that happen, right? It goes under the radar, but when you think about it, that doesn't happen a lot. It really doesn't. When you think about all the draft choices and, that happens. So now Frank kind of feels like, and that's good for Frank. But I told him, I said, look, I don't want you to feel the pressure of any of that. I want you to just enjoy playing football. Just bring your energy every day, do the little things. Don't worry about what you have to do. Just go play football. And that's what I told IU last year. I said, look, don't worry about numbers. We're never going to probably have a receiver to catch 100 balls. It's not going to happen. It's just not. In our system, it's not going to happen. And I said, Nikhil didn't catch 100 balls in a year. Neither did Ayuk. It's just what you do when you get the ball. That's what's going to happen. And we're going to get you the ball. But here again, we got some other guys that got to have touch the ball too. And I always tell offenses, the way you get the ball, if you want it as a runner or a tight end or a wide receiver, is real simple. Make first downs. Then you get more plays. When you can't make first downs, you don't get enough plays. And you want to average about 80 plays a game, everybody's going to smile. Everybody will be happy. When you're down at 50 plays or somewhere like that, somebody's going to come on with a little frown on their face. I didn't get it. No. Just make first downs and everybody will get the ball. Everybody will be happy. Because those receivers are always open. They're 7-11. They never close. They're always open. They just think they're always open. Coach, I'm open. Yeah, you just double covered. But I'm open, Coach. Okay, we'll just stand over there. We'll get you the ball. Don't worry about it.
Jeff Metcalf.
Can you go into a little more on the Quidel testing since this was the first day? You said it was pretty efficient.
It really was. It's basically they come in and they have different time slots. They put so many guys in a time slot. We had I think 20 guys in the 6:15 time slot, and then they go 6:30, and it just goes all the way around the clock until we get everyone done. And basically they come in, they have the little thing and they put it in their nose and they do it themselves. And then once they do that, they're done and they put it in a little bag and then they take it and they move it to the back. And it's pretty quick. It takes, I don't know, probably a minute or two at the most to do the swab in the nose. And it's not the one, I guess, there's one where you go way back. That's not it. They just right in there. I was watching it. I didn't take it. I was standing back watching it, right? And then they we're done by 7. I want to say the last test is around 7:30. And then from there, the time we go out on the practice field, which is about 10, we know the results. Results are back. It's an amazing deal. It's pretty efficient. I'm going to have to bring those folks some donuts because they're up early in the morning. I know I did that across the street. I had the testing across the street, and I go there every Friday. I actually went over there, and I generally go at 7. Jerry, the trainer, we go over there together every Friday. And it's kind of interesting. I've been going, you go every Friday. And finally, one word, I said, those folks are out there. I'm going to take them some donuts. So I go to the donut place and get these donuts. And I got about 3 boxes. And I pull up and I roll the window down and I give the guy donuts and he's going, and I got my mask on, right? And the guy's going, no. And I'm like, no. This is for you guys. And he's looking at me like, no. I said, it's not a trick. And then I pull my mask down and he goes, hey, Coach. And I said, yes, me. I said, I'm just trying to thank you guys for helping us out here, right? Have a donut, And he said, oh, Coach, it's you. They act like I was trying to do something to him. I was like, no, I'm just trying to give you some donuts, man. Oh, it's amazing.
Jesse Morrison.
Coach, does having the daily testing now versus the weekly just, kind of just make you have kind of a sigh of relief and less stress during practice, I guess?
Well, no, I tell you this, and I mentioned it to the players. The testing allows you to know that day at that point in time that we're good. But it doesn't protect you from the virus. What protects you from the virus is making good decisions. Wearing one of these, when we're around people, Don't be around too many, right? And when we leave, see, we're good in the bubble, but when we leave, what are you doing? And that's the key. The testing is one part of it, which is great. But as you see, we've had some breakouts in football. And it's kind of interesting. So far, all these games have been played, and I haven't heard of any player playing the game of football contracting the virus. Now, there's a lot of people that are in sports contracting the virus when they're not in the playing field, when they leave the building. And that's what I'm trying to stress to our coaches and our players. We have to be very careful who we socialize with and the positions we put ourselves in.
Chris Cartman.
Kind of a two-parter here. You mentioned throughout the offseason the need to score more points.
Yeah.
And with the additional, element of how many new players that you have on that side of the ball that you're going to rely on, your offensive line, your receivers, running backs, et cetera, how realistic is it? And to be doing that kind of earlier this season or at some point this season? And did the additional skill development work that you guys are able to do in recent months accelerate that timeline of getting the new guys incorporated as part of that?
Yeah, I think that helps. Anytime you can get things done with players, the more, the process of doing it all helps you. And there's always a process to anything we do. As far as the points go, if you can stay on the field offensively, and I watch NFL games, watch a lot of college games, and scoring's up. It's up. And defenses are struggling a little bit right now in the fact that these hurry up offenses. When you see even in the NFL now, you watch them, and Marvin is close to a lot of the coaches. I still am as well. We watch a lot of that tape, and you see offenses now in the NFL, when they make a first down, a lot of them have this hurry up mentality. They go again. So you can't run players on the field. And as they wear defensive guys down, all of a sudden you can start getting big chunks, right? And there's no pass rush. And all of a sudden the run becomes not 2 yards, now it's 10 yards or 5 yards, right? And I think that's the key early. And the NFL players have said it. Not allowing preseason games has hurt a lot of those defenses, right? And so I think with us, we're getting right into competition as far as Pac-12 play, right? I mean, there's no warm-up. There's no okay, no, we get to see what it looks like. It's a Pac-12 game, and it's in a conference game, and it counts, like right now. And so that's going to be interesting to watch where everyone's at, whether you're in the South or the North. And I think every coach knows that. You can feel that. You can kind of feel that like, man, this is like we got 6 precious games, and they're all important. And you know how this conference is. It just beats up on each other, and it's going to be not who you play, it's how you play the day you play early, especially the first 3 weeks, I think, because no one knows. There'll be some stadiums, there'll be no fans. Players haven't done that. Okay. That's going to be new to coaches and to players. I mean, all this stuff is new. Some of those college teams have already done this. I've talked to coaches about it, and NFL coaches and college coaches, and they say, Herm, it's different. It's just different, and they can say it, but until you're in there, can you imagine in the Coliseum, as big as that place is? I mean, what is that going to sound like? What does it look like? I mean, I don't know. I'll tell you when the game's over with, but I have no idea.
Any other questions, guys? All right, Coach. Thank you.
Guys, stay safe. Thank you. I'm sorry I was late, guys.
Appreciate it, Coach.